You know, I found my guitar already, by the way.
Oh, yeah, which one?
You'll be shocked.
Yeah, what is it? Do you want to take a look?
Yeah, right.
All right, let's do it.
It's right at the top.
Rhiannon's found a guitar. It's going to be an expensive day.
Okay, there's actually two. This is the first one I liked.
Yeah.
And then there's another one to shock you even more.
Welcome back to Guitar Search Saturdays. My name's Shane. In today's video, we're at Echo Tone in Northcote here in Victoria, Australia. Now, if you're into vintage and used equipment, this shop really just separates itself from the competition. I haven't seen anything else like this in Australia. It really is that impressive. They have more Gibson, Fender, and unique Japanese guitars than I've seen anywhere around. So you're gonna get a kick out of this. Before we get into this video, it's not sponsored. Rhiannon's helping me behind the camera as per always, so thank you to her for her help with this series. And a massive thank you to Matt, the owner of Echo Tone here in Melbourne, Australia. If you want to take a look at Echo Tone, I'll link it down below. You're in for an absolute treat. And if we can get this video to 1,000 thumbs up, that would be amazing. I really do appreciate everybody's support. Let's get into it. All right, so this is Echo Tone. This is unbelievable. I haven't been to a guitar shop in Melbourne that has this much super high quality sort of old school electrics and acoustics. This is unreal. So you're in for a treat. But behind me here, we've got like 1950s, 60s and 70s Japanese guitars, some really quirky stuff and just some really beautiful things as well. You can always tell they're old based on the switches and obviously the pickup design as well. They're super cool. Got some really great stuff. Right behind this wall, there's all of the Fender gear. So this is just really great. They've organized everything beautifully. Color-coded Strats on this side, Telecasters over here. Got some new equipment on that side and like this ginormous wall of electrics on right behind us. And yeah, again, everything except for that section there is all used equipment, which is pretty wild. Over here, we've got our Jag stands from Fender, which you don't see too many of. And there's lefties, there's plenty of lefties here, by the way, if you are left-handed, but it's great to see, you know, something a little bit different like this. And it's from 1997. We've got our Mustangs down the bottom, but yeah, it's just great to see something so well organized. You know, everything's color-coded. It's good for the OCD circuit in my brain. So yeah, pretty wild. Not only do we have a Paisley Tele, but we've got a Paisley Strat. I've never seen one of these before. Look at that, very cool, man. One of the things in Australia you'll find are a lot of Japanese Fender electric guitars, and this is one in a lefty, and the classic sort of two-tone sunburst. Really cool. Let's have a look at this. This is, it's a 62 Strat, but it's a 2012. Here's a couple of really beautiful Fender Tweed amps from the 1950s. This is a Pro amp, which has a single 12-inch speaker. It's just in beautiful condition. This is another old school vintage amp with the old logo. I really dig that. This is a Fender 600 amp. If we spin it around, you can see that it's just got one control on the back. These are great sort of home practice amps, or if you're in the studio and you want to get a great tube tone just by cranking it up a bit. Behind it here, we've got the Tremolux amp. This is a head and 2x12 cab. If I had to guess, it would be closed back. Yep. We've got an old school Deluxe amp here. This is an early 1960s one. And while it doesn't give you any sort of reverb, you get a really musical tremolo system. You got your speed and intensity. You can crank it up and get a beautiful sound. In the back of the amp, we've got a 12-inch speaker, and this looks like the original. Very nice, tidy stuff. Oh, look at these guys, far out. You're gonna have to pick Matt's brain about these ones in a moment, but yeah, these look really cool, man. Now, while that's the first wall you see, check this out. Right behind you as you walk in, there's more guitars. Woo! Look at this. Wow. That's crazy. All right, got a Les Paul special, or do you? No, that's right. It is actually a Greco that's been kind of painted over. But yeah, looks like the real deal. Have a look at the Archtop range. We're going to start just over here though. These are all Epiphones. Wow, man, look at this. Looking for an Archtop. Far out. Another Greco. Yamaha. That's an old school one. Far out. What year's this? 1960s. couple more Gibsons. We've got a brand called Ballwind, which I'm not overly familiar with, but these look really nice. They also look quite old. If I had to guess, probably 60s. Yeah, wow, look at that. There's the beauty of these stores, man. Like, where are you gonna find this stuff? In a regular guitar shop. Wow, look at all the Firebirds. Far out, man. That is insane. Rickenbackers until the cows come home. Look at this. Woo! Right on. And this one here, it's like a mini. It's a 1989 Rickenbacker 325 V59. The collection here is crazy. Check out this view. Maton are an Australian brand, and this is the first time I've seen one of these Master Sound electric guitar amps. Now, I've owned a Master Sound electric guitar, but I didn't know they made these amps at all. So far out, this is great. As we walk down into sort of like the middle area, we come to the Gibson range and Gibson adjacent guitars. So there's plenty here. Wow, have a look at this. There's more Les Pauls than I think Gibson would have in their factory, man. This is insane. Wow, have a look at this. Again, they're all organized beautifully. Like you can see, we've got the burgundy ones, we've got the black ones, we've got a black beauty here. Stunning, 3 pickups. Have a look at this. This is unbelievable. I haven't seen anything like this anywhere. Both the guitar in the center and the cherry red on the right are both original 1967 ES335s. The red one on the right, man, that looks beautiful. On the far left, we've got an L8 330 from Gibson and a really nice collection of vintage SGs. Again, where are you going to find this stuff? Now, if you're a big fan of Japanese-made electric guitars, look, you can buy the same guitar 10 times. How cool is that? No, I'm only joking. These are all made from Greco. Greco were one of the original lawsuit-era electrics. And you can see we've got all of these ones across the top, very heavily Gibson Les Paul inspired. We've got some Grecos and Burneys down the bottom. Burneys is another sort of big Japanese brand back in the day, and Edwards, which I'm seeing less of these days. And also in here, there's not as many as what you would find as some of the other brands. Orville is another one. One of my best friends, Dave, played one of these for years. And man, he made it sing. So yeah, these are really great value electrics. I mean, for a couple of grand, you're getting yourself a Japanese-made guitar that's just old and beautiful. Here we have what might be the holy grail of Fender black panel amplifiers. We've got a Fender Twin Reverb amp at the back, and this is a real 1965 Fender Deluxe Reverb. I've heard tales about these for years, and I'm dying to plug into one. I just grabbed a Gibson Les Paul Standard off the wall. It's loaded with some humbuckers, obviously. No pedals, no nothing. Check this out. Now, if you're wondering if this sounds different to a standard production model currently in 2026, the answer is yes. I couldn't leave without testing this 1965 Deluxe Reverb with a Strat. I'm not sure what these amps are worth, but man, it sounded glorious. It really did. And again, it looks basically brand new.
Yeah, great. This place is really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, huh?
Yeah, it's big and beautiful and bright.
Do you think this is up there with some of the best we've seen anywhere?
Oh, yeah.
Rhiannon's done some shooting with us overseas and in Australia, so yeah.
Yeah, this is world class for sure.
Yeah, totally.
It's magnificent. It's huge.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much actual stuff.
Well, I found my guitar already, by the way.
Oh, yeah, which one?
You'll be shocked.
Yeah, what is it? Do you want to take a look?
Yeah, right.
All right, let's do it.
It's right at the front.
Rhiannon's found a guitar. It's going to be an expensive day.
Okay, there's actually 2. This is the first one I liked.
Yeah.
And then there's another which will shock you even more.
Oh, the old Greco. Yeah, very nice.
I know. I don't know what it is. It's the combination of the colours and the tones, I think.
Yeah, it's like a...
I mean, the Tele's not surprising, but yeah.
Greco were the lawsuit guitar for a while, so they had a lot of, you know, copies of stuff. But made in Japan, and it is 1974, so yeah. It's basically a thin line Telecaster from Fender. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, good choice. It suits you. Very country of you.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah, nice. Let's take a look at this. This is the acoustic area, or one of the walls. Man, that is unbelievable. Let's take a look. There's so many wonderful acoustic guitars here at Echo Tone, to the point where I didn't even know where to start. We've got a Blues King. It's my aspiration to be a Blues King. 1995. Wow. Looks older than that, actually, in like a cool way. 1976 MK53. I'm a big fan of smaller form factor acoustics, and this is a Mayton EM6, which is made in Australia. Far out, man. Where do you start? Check this out. Oh, how's this lefty? Oh no, I'm in trouble. All right, I'm here with Matt from Echo Tone. Thanks for having us through.
No worries.
Man, what a store. It's quite mind-blowing coming in here. As I said, we saw the images and it looked great online, and then you walk in, you see like, I don't know how many guitars you got, but it feels like a lot.
There's a few. There's a few.
Yeah. Talk us through a little bit about, you know, how long you've been in business here and sort of how the shop works. Is it a consignment store, or
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
do you do?
So, I mean, first and foremost, we scour the globe trying to find guitars.
Yeah.
I'm regularly off to Japan and the USA, hunting things down. We buy things over the counter, and yeah, we do consign as well. Sort of semi-particular about what we take on, because we like to keep things nice and curated here, I suppose.
What are some of your favourites when it comes to like what you look for in particular when it comes to guitars?
I'm pretty romantic with my taste. I love things that are older, that have a story, and I think that fascination is probably what had me really continue down this path. I love things with history. I love the way things wear, and there's something as a guitar player, I love being able to play an instrument that sort of predates me.
Yeah,
it's something that just that has a story. You sort of fill in the gaps and then add to its story, you know.
You've been in this place now for a couple of years. You said you moved recently.
Yeah, that's right. So shop's about 10 years old. We were down on High Street in a little single-fronted High Street store for about 8 years, 7-8 years, and then we've been in this current location for about 2, which was an essential move. We were bursting at the seams down there, and we're almost bursting at the seams again here, which is great.
I haven't been in any other place like this in Australia that we've been, and we've been overseas. It's sort of like, it's right up there. So yeah, congrats. No, seriously, we've been to a lot of places, and there's more vintage guitars here than places that have vintage guitars in the name. So it's mind-blowing.
That's what happens when you obsess over a singular thing for the best part of your life.
All right, you brought out some beautiful pieces here. Tell us a little bit about this guy right here, this beautiful Gibson.
These are some of my favourites here in the shop at the minute. This one here is a 63 ES330.
Wow.
Beautiful cherry finish, really cool single pickup with a factory stinger. Really great piece.
Is the single pickup common for...
Fairly uncommon. Fairly uncommon.
Okay.
Yeah, particularly in the cherry. But yeah, this one's just a great player.
You guys have a lot of vintage gear here. How often do you see something like this in the store?
There's always something fun and exciting rolling through.
Yeah.
More often than not, we'll have a pretty healthy selection of Gibsons and Fenders from the 50s, 60s, 70s. That tends to be the stuff that excites us the most.
Yeah.
And a lot of really great acoustics as well, one of which I'll show you here. So this one's a really, really cool thing. 1942, 1943 J-45 from the fabled Count Lazoo Girls period. No truss rod in this one, so you can see that neck is just super fat.
It's a beast. It's almost like it's almost got a V taper, but not quite, and it's, you know, way thicker than I'm used to seeing on an acoustic from Gibson, so that's great.
Yeah, so no truss rod, and then this one's full mahogany construction. So at that period in time, the guitars were pieced together with what was available at the factory in amongst the war effort. So you saw these things often with maple sides, rosewood sides, spruce tops, mahogany tops. It was really a mixed bag. So they've all got a pretty unique voice, but this one's just got such a cool burst to it too.
When you get in old guitars like this, do they have original cases, or are they sometimes a bit hit and miss? Do you get them in just on their own, like, see here, what's this worth kind of thing, or?
Yeah, look, it does vary. It's obviously pretty exciting when you get something that has its original case and some other bits and pieces along with it. I can show you a couple of things in that vein.
Great. All right, what do we got?
This one here, I absolutely adore as well. It's got such a great patina. That's a 57 Les Paul Jr. It's had a life. It is light and resonant, and yeah, have a feel of that.
Oh wow, yeah. Usually you pick up a Les Paul, it's like, oh, but yeah, wow, this is fantastic. Yeah, the top on this is crazy. Check that out. So you relic this yourself, I take it?
Yes, of course. Yeah, it's the kind of thing that you can't fabricate. You can even see on the knobs. Again, the copper in the pigment of the knobs is sort of oxidized over time. So it's
see if we can get a shot of that. That's cool. Well, I can't believe how light this is for a Gibbo. That's great.
Yeah, these 50s ones do tend to be pretty light.
So being that it's missing a pickup, I'll lowball you on the
price.
half price. Yeah, that's what I was hoping. I was wondering if you had any Fender guitars here.
I've got a couple.
Yeah.
Got a couple. This one's one of my favourite Teles that we have in the shop at the moment. So 1968 factory Bigsby. So yeah, no ferrules in the back there, and a maple cap fingerboard. It's real nice and light. Sounds great.
It's amazing to see one actually like worn in like this.
Yeah, the fingerboard wears amazing on this.
Yeah, it looks unreal up close. This is something else.
I'm an advocate for a Bigsby on a Tele. I know a lot of people won't like that, but I do love them.
Get in the comments.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Alrighty, so this is our repair shop. So this is where all the customer repairs go.
Yeah.
The guys up here are extremely talented and do a number of things that I could only dream of doing.
Repairs are a big part of the business, not just typical setups, but actual full-blown repairs. And one of the techs was in the middle of pulling off a bridge on a very expensive old-school acoustic guitar. So we thought we'd take a look.
So yeah, here's Matt pulling the bridge off an old Hummingbird, it seems.
Yeah.
70s Hummingbird.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, this one needs a neck reset, so just pop this one here, and I have to sort of reshape the joint and everything to increase the neck angle. And this bridge has been ruined by someone in the past, so we're just doing that at the same time. And one of the bigger jobs, but it'll be a new guitar once it's all done.
Was it ever daunting doing this for the first time on a nice guitar like this?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it's kind of daunting every time I do it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot that can go wrong, and you just got to really take your time with it, and just damage it at any point. So you just got to do it nice and slow and let the heat do all the work. Yeah.
While these guys have a really great workshop, they also build their own electric guitars in-house. So let's take a look.
They're all the sort of Tele style. We sort of like cross it over a little bit with the Gibson, in a sense, with like the headstock, and we made it our own.
It's got a sort of 70s vibe.
There's a bit of a 70s vibe. Yeah, we definitely try to go for that kind of aesthetic with like that. I guess that sort of yellow of the neck. We do like traditional finishes on all of them, like shellac and nitro as well. And starting to do more of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for sharing it with us. That's awesome. Yeah, it's a great setup up here for a bit of workspace. You've got some natural light. You're not tucked away in a dungeon somewhere.
Yeah. It's good actually getting some vitamin D.
That's great.
Always a pleasure.
Unlike regular guitar stores where you might just be able to get your setup done or maybe change some of the electronics, Echo Tone can make parts from scratch, which really sets them apart from a lot of the competition. The second workshop's obviously decked out with all the stuff you need to do proper repairs and builds.
If you're enjoying the video, please drop a thumbs up. Again, if we can get this to 1,000, that would be amazing if you're enjoying the show. These videos aren't sponsored whatsoever, so I do appreciate it. Thank you.
For the vintage guitar people out there, you probably already know what it is just based on the shape of the case. But here you have it. There's so 1952 Les Paul. Bone stock. It's a ripper thing.
I did pick this up before and felt a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie.
It's a beauty.
Looks unbelievable. Like, it's in such great condition too, hey?
Yeah, it is. It still retains its original trapeze tailpiece.
No you know, Tune-o-matic bridge, you know, none of that sort of stuff. It's just
Predates it.
Yeah. Full on.
So Les was still working out the formula. The neck sets on these instruments were quite shallow.
Yeah.
As you sort of proceeded into the later 50s, that got ironed out, and you saw a multitude of different bridge designs come through.
Did you plug this in and give it a shot?
Oh yeah. It's a beauty. And you can actually see, so it's a 3-piece top. You can actually see some flame underneath that.
Oh yes, you can too. Yeah. Especially sort of in this area.
Yeah.
A little bit there.
Yeah.
It almost has that sort of, it's like gold, but it's kind of like aged and it's starting to shift colour slightly on certain angles too.
Yeah. There are places where it's sort of oxidized. The copper
Yep.
in the finish is oxidized, giving it that sort of green tint in places. But yeah, I love this thing. It's absolute ripper.
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff you won't find just going into a regular retail store. So if you're looking for some beautiful, vintage, old school Gibsons, you know where to come, Echo Tone. All right, what's this beautiful looking treasure?
Some people might know this to be a Rickenbacker case. This is a really, really beautiful guitar.
Wow.
So 1966, 360.
How's that top?
With, the most exceptionally figured bird's eye top I've ever seen on one of these things. Really great sounding guitar too.
I don't know much about Rickenbacker guitars, but that's like one of the glossiest fretboards I've seen. It looks, looks brand new.
Yeah, they lacquer the fingerboards. They've traditionally always done that, but that's a really cool thing. Really,
the inlays
really cool
are pretty nice too. They're completely different to what you find on like, you know, other brands and stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah, the crushed abalone, it's something that
wow.
that you see in this period.
Do you mind if I check out how heavy this one is? Yeah, it's pretty good. Far out. I'll take it in a lefty.
Yeah.
Well, it's quite the slim profile neck compared to what I was expecting there, but whew, stunning. Oh, that's beautiful.
There's the old set of Rickenbacker strings as well.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's another cool one. 1965 Dove, so still retaining the wide nut.
Yep.
Really beautiful thing. These were kind of, I suppose, the king of the dreadnoughts. Big long scale like the J200s, but done in a square shouldered dreadnought platform. Really cool, kind of flamey mahogany on the sides. Got your waffle back tuners.
There's another guitar I've never seen before, which is phenomenal. So 1965 you said this was?
65.
Wow. And was this sort of like all stock?
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what Gibson was doing at the time. People love or hate them, depending on
Yeah, it's something I've never seen before. Which just doesn't say a lot sometimes, but yeah, it's.
These sort of adjustable bridge era Gibsons. To me, they just sound like a ` record, like a Stones record.
Yeah.
They've got a real kind of boxy, immediate sort of sound to them. That I just love.
Oh yeah, everything's slightly different to what I'm used to saying. The tuner, you're right. The tuners are different. What do you call them? The waffles.
Wafflebacks.
Yeah. Have a look at these tuners. We'll get a close up of that as well. Yeah, very cool, man.
It's a cool one.
Yeah.
We're talking about lacquered fingerboards on Rickenbackers.
Yeah.
This one's a bit of a unique thing. So it's one of 30 in what they call the tuxedo finish.
Yeah.
A 360 12 string. So black hardware, a white finish that's sort of yellowed in places, but it's a pretty crazy one.
Yeah, Rickenbacker, man. I just don't know much about it, but I like the look of them. They've kind of got
They've got their own.
They've got like a futuristic look from the old days. You know how they. You know what I mean? Like they've gone for
They've kind of
a futuristic thing. Yeah. Well, that's a big old plank of wood, this one. Look at that.
Very much is.
Yeah.
So this one here, a Rickenbacker again. This one's more one for the history buffs, but many people consider it to be the first production guitar with a humbucking pickup in it. So it was
cool.
in a lot of ways the thing that sort of set the scene. But it is big old plank of wood with the short scale, and you pull this back plate off, and it's just full of Swiss cheese routes to try and weight relieve it.
And it's got the bolt-on neck thing too. That's cool.
Yeah,
It's sort of like different. I wouldn't have picked that from the front.
quite agricultural.
Yeah. Is it the scale of this shorter than what I'm used
It
to
is,
seeing?
yeah. It's pretty short little scale.
Is it heavy? Can I check it out?
Well, I mean, there's that many holes in the back of it. That,
Yeah. It's not too bad. I love the old controls. You know, like it looks super old school. Very cool. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff I haven't seen anywhere. We've done these kind of shows everywhere, and we haven't seen as many old guitars like you can find here. So yeah, this is amazing. Thank you.
I love the old stuff.
Yeah. Now, if you're a bass player, they haven't forgotten about you whatsoever. There's walls full of bass guitars here. This is really impressive. I can't believe I haven't been to Echo Tone before. Just what a store. This is world class. It really is. If you're a guitarist or bassist, come check out this joint. It's really quite mind-blowing. All right, what we have over here, a bit more of the obscure and sort of shredder wall as well, including some Danelectros, one of which I used to own. I used to have one of these. Had a bit of a sparkle in it, my one, but yeah, got the lipstick pickups. There's plenty of Danelectros here. Look at all these ones. Here's a guitar you don't see every day. This is a Washburn A10, and this is made in Japan in 1981. So if you're into the almost pointy guitars, you might get a kick out of this guy. It's got a really sort of unique finish here too. All right, I know what you're thinking. We've got a Flying V here, right? But guess what brand it is? It's not an Epiphone. It's not a Gibson. It is a Greco. So made in Japan. Let's check out what year it is, if it's got it on here. This is a 1978. Wow, it's in beautiful condition. This looks stunning. It's obviously been played a little bit here, but yeah, I dig it. All right, down at the back of the store here, we've got all kinds of cool stuff, including Mason Boogie. I think that's a Mark V, if I had to guess. It looks like it, but yeah, I love the look of those amps. Beautiful stuff. Got a 1978 vintage Gibson S1. 3 single coils. Different headstock. The old Gibson Melody Maker. The last time I saw one of these was in Randy's guitar attic in Florida. Very cool, man. Awesome. Has this old Gretsch bass guitar here. Beautiful stuff. Check out that headstock. Right next to the bass section, we've got 2 independent amplifier rooms, so you can test out guitars or test out amps if you're looking to buy one, which is really cool. The door's shut, so you can make a bit of noise. I really appreciate that. There's a massive selection of effects pedals. I love shopping for effects on the used market. I've done it for years. You can save yourself a few bucks and find stuff that you won't find in your regular guitar store. So there you have it. That was Echo Tone here in Northcote in Melbourne, Australia. I hope you enjoyed this particular guitar shop. This is definitely a highlight for me. I felt stupid not having visited here before, knowing how much I love guitars. So if you're a guitarist or bass player and you're looking for, a vintage instrument of any description, come and check out this place. It's just got some really amazing stuff. Whether you play acoustic or electric, or you're looking for an original 1965 Fender amplifier, they got it all. Anyway, thanks to the Patreon crew, channel members for all their support. If you want to support the show, I have some In the Blues t-shirts or Guitar Search Saturdays t-shirts. You can find them linked down in the description box. It's been a long day. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm out of here. Take care. See ya.